Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Jazz and welcome to another video with your girl. Today's video is going to be my very first ever DIY here on my channel, so it's super exciting. I'm super excited to show you guys how it turned out. But before we move any further, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, as this video is going to be an epic one. Guys, I've been working on this DIY for the past 7, 6, 5, 4, I don't even know days. I've gotten a lot of sleepless nights stressing out about this jacket just because it went from I loved it to I hated it to what the hell to I need some more to okay, just stop. Okay, it was just a lot of trial and error in this video. So the materials that you're gonna need to create this epic permanent marker style jacket, which I was inspired by Kanye West. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was in Target shopping like we all do, because Target is like the fun thing to do because, you know, we guys are still in quarantine. And I came across some permanent markers. Now, I have some permanent marker sneakers, and I never really thought about putting permanent marker on anything beyond sneakers. However, just playing around on and searching up on Google, I came across a Kanye West inspired or a Kanye West permanent marker denim jacket. I know I'm late on the bandwagon. I know Yeezy came out with this like forever ago. Allegedly, he came out with a whole collection of the jackets, but I didn't know anything about them, so here we are. But I saw his jacket and I really thought to myself, that shit is actually really mother effing fly. That is literally art, and I feel like it's something that you can't mess up. So what you're gonna need, obviously we're gonna need some permanent markers. You're gonna want to make sure you get at least a good chunk. I started out with only like 6 though, which was fine. It was cute, but you'll see in the video it wasn't enough. So you're gonna want to make sure you have a good set of permanent markers on standby. You're also gonna want to have some scissors because we are gonna do some distressing in this video and we are going to be cropping. You're also gonna need some eyebrow pencils. I mean, what are these? Eyebrow archers, which you use to arch your eyebrows. There will be no arching in this video. However, these are really helpful and really easy to use for beginners who are trying to distress denim jackets. You're also going to need some plungers, just because we are going to add some studs to this jacket. And then lastly, you're going to need some needle and thread. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, there are going to be some hand stitches in here. So if you guys are interested to see how I took this inspiration photo of Kanye West in an array of other creators who I found on Pinterest and how I made it my own and put my own little twist on it, then definitely keep on watching. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get into distressing the jacket. As I said in the intro, we are going to be using an eyebrow razor to do this. This is the easiest way that I know how to do it. So if you have an eyebrow razor, you better go grab it and let's get to it. Also, you're going to want to make sure you have a hard surface underneath your denim jacket as a barrier to ensure you're not cutting through your jacket. For me, I just used my old 2019 planner. For you, you can use a planner, you can use a cutting board, you can use a book, you can use literally whatever you want. Just make sure you have a hard surface between. Also, don't feel compelled to want to rush during this process. This is the most delicate part and the part that will break or make your jacket. So make sure you take your time, even pull up photos if need be. I definitely utilize Google a lot in this video just so I could have some sorts of inspiration, because it's a struggle trying to figure out placement and where to make your cuts. Next was cropping the jacket just a little bit shorter once I got to a good stopping point where I was happy with my distressed placement. But someone should have told me that Dollar Tree scissors were not it. Nah, but for real, these scissors really freaking suck, so I had to go to my mom's room and grab some of her fabric cutting scissors and cut this the way I wanted it to be. I wanted to crop it because I wanted it to have more of that retro vintage vibe, and I also thought it just looked a little bit more flattering for my body type. Next, we're trying on the jacket to ensure that I like the placement of it. I did freehand this as well, which is something I would not recommend, because if I were to cut this too short, I risk the possibility of messing up this jacket. So make sure you measure your jacket to ensure you like where it falls on your body. Then was back to the cutting board. After trying on the jacket, I realized I had a lot of naked areas and I had a lot of room for opportunity to make even more distressing marks. So that's what we're gonna do here. Like I said, take your time on this process. It is not a rushing game. Just have fun with this and really just let your mind loose. Then it was on to round 2 of trying the jacket on again to make sure that I like the placement now, and this time I'm in love. If you wanted, you could even stop here with the jacket. I think the jacket looks super fire here, but girl, we have so many more steps to go, so let's slide on to the next thing. So I have this random piece of denim fabric that I kept from when I originally cut this denim jacket. I figured we could utilize this and give this denim jacket a little bit more texture, so I figured I would sew it on the back of this jacket. I think this is super fire. I am like so in love with this part of the jacket. So all we're gonna do is thread this up. We're gonna hand stitch this with needle and thread. We're gonna take our time and we're going to stitch away. But you're definitely gonna wanna make sure you pin this in place first. Try it on, make sure you like the placement. Once you're satisfied with all of that and you've done all of that, check, then we can get into, for real, sewing away. I chose to use a thread color that matched the jacket just because I wanted it to look like it came like this. Like I wanted this to be seamless. And I'm not doing any type of special threading technique. All I'm literally doing is weaving in and out, in and out. Once again, take your time because you can easily almost get this tangled up. I've done it a couple times in this video where I accidentally moved a little bit too quickly and got things all tangled up and scrambled. Then it was on to sewing on that part that we cut off in the beginning of this video to making some arm patches. Now I thought this was going to be so fetch. Later on you see in this video I snatched them off because it just looked like I was doing way too much. But it's important to me that I show you guys my whole creative process and my whole thought process, trial and error and all, so you guys don't feel bad about your design when you're creating anything for that matter. You can feel confident in knowing that other creators like yourself have tried things and failed at them and had to start over. So this is just proof of that. Now moving on to a second layer of giving this jacket more detail, we're going to now bleach it. No crazy technique over here. I literally just grabbed the center of the denim jacket, rolled it up, made a little ball, and then I'm just going to drizzle the bleach right on top. And then I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes so I can come back, flip the jacket over, and repeat the same steps on the back side. I drizzled a little bit more on the front side as well because I felt like it wasn't turning as fast as I would like. And then I let that sit completely overnight, and then the next day comes. Then came the time to put the jacket in the washer to ensure we wash out all that bleach, and then onto the dryer to make sure we really get the frays. This is where your fray detail comes in play. Then it was time to try it on, and OMG, I love it right here as well. I fell in love with the jacket, I swear, like 3,000 times within this video. But I wasn't necessarily in love with those denim patches that we sewed on the arm. I just feel like it made the jacket look really bulky, so we're gonna rip it off or attempt to rip it off. But because I was afraid I was gonna accidentally damage the jacket, we're just gonna use a seam ripper and start over. Once again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's okay to have an idea and then see the idea and then absolutely hate it, rip it off and start over. And that's what we're doing here. We're gonna try it on again, lots of trying on in this video to see how we like it now. And then finally, we're moving on to the fun part, utilizing these permanent markers. So I'm going to take these 11 color Sharpie pens, and then I'm also going to pull up some inspiration photos on my iPad, and I'm just literally going to get to it. I started out with this 1994 just because that was the year that I was born, and then I'm just going to literally just doodle on this. This is like a journal for me, this jacket. Don't take yourself too serious with this. You literally cannot mess up. The only thing that I would suggest is staying within the same color palette just so everything is kind of vibing together and it feels like one big story rather than feeling like a bunch of mumbo jumbo and randomness. Now, I don't want you thinking that this was an easy process for me because I was too in my head like crazy. So if you're going through this design process or if you plan on recreating this jacket, just literally turn on some music and literally try your hardest to just whatever comes to your mind, whether it makes sense on the jacket or not. Have fun. Use Google to your advantage. I had to Google so many times, you guys don't even know, to get inspiration on what can I actually say on here. So I literally just started writing anything, any memories that I had, anything like brands or things like that that I'm really inspired by. If I have a brand that I'm inspired by, or just sayings that I've thought about, or quotes that I've come across over on my Instagram, which I use Instagram a lot for like my saved photos. And I wanted this jacket to literally speak me and my inner thoughts. So when you read my jacket, you kind of got an inside scoop on what goes on in my mind, and without even speaking to me, you get an inside scoop of who I am. And who I am is a quote hoarder. I hold so many quotes in my photos, so many quotes in my saved Instagram page, just so many inner thoughts, you guys, in my head that I literally just wanted to release them, and this jacket was therapy for me. So if you have a lot of things going on in your mind, I highly recommend you going in your closet, grabbing whatever. It doesn't even have to be a denim jacket. Grab you some permanent markers and just get to writing, honey. Then OMG, I'm going to take it even a step further, and I'm going to take it back to 2015 vibes, where everybody was studying the heck out of everything. So I found some old studs that me and my mom once had when we were creating and doing DIYs back in the day, and they're really easy, simple to use. I would call these maybe studded teeth punctures. I'm not even sure the name of them actually, but all you have to do is puncture your denim or your fabric, whatever you're using. I would grab a flat surface tool, maybe a butter knife or scissors, and all you have to do is bend and forward the little metal teeth. I hope I'm making sense here and I'm not sounding like hooked on phonics, but it's really, really simple, I promise. So after studying out the back, I decided that I wanted to flip the jacket over and I wanted to add some studs to the front side. I'm really all about balance. I don't know if it comes from my job, which I'm a visual merchandiser, so I just see the unseen, and I really just wanted the jacket to make sense. So if I have studs on the back, then it's only right that I add some on the front, right? If you guys are enjoying this video as well and you're enjoying the transformation of this jacket, go ahead and give me a thumbs up right now. Give me some love. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. We still have a little bit more to go because I kind of hit a hurdle, but we're almost to the finish line. So after lots of punctured studs, I was not happy with this jacket. I just felt like it was missing something. I felt like it was whack. So we kind of hit a little hurdle here. And I thought that maybe I just needed some more quotes, or I needed some more type of artwork on this jacket. And I tried like doodling a little bit more on it, but it still just wasn't doing it for me. I don't know if it was the fact that it was super fucking late at night and I had already spent so much time on this jacket and I was kind of over it, but it was something had to shake, and I needed my brain to work for me, and I just could not think of what to do to spice it up. Okay guys, so I'm at a point where I don't know if I should stop. I like the direction that the jacket is going in. The only part that I'm not in love with right now is the back. I don't like this quote that I wrote. I just don't like how I have big words on top and then big words on the bottom. I just wish I did not do that. I'm thinking of either cutting the back part off and just making it like a backless jacket, or sewing on some type of patch. So I have 1, 2, 3. I thought I had 4 of these. This looks crazy, right? If I try to like camouflage what I did that I don't like to hide it, I mean, it'll give it some more texture for sure. But I feel like that looks crazy. Like these, I don't have enough for this. I probably won't do this tonight because it is currently 3:34 in the morning and I need a break from this jacket. This jacket is a lot of work, a lot more work than I thought. So it's the morning time and I have definitely pondered on the denim jacket. I have decided that I am not going to give up on this permanent marker. I did try to go find fabric markers just because I'm a little worried that if I wash that, what will it look like? Should have thought about that before. Lessons learned. So I went to Target, and I bought for one thick Sharpie markers just because I felt like I wanted to either cross out and scribble out on the back the big quote I have and like make it kind of like, you know, like a notebook. You write something, scribble it out, and you write something else on top. And two, some of my markers are like, I don't want to say drying out, but they're just not giving me the same pigmentation they were giving me before. So I think this can really help me with my blacks on there that are a little kind of faded out. And then I went ahead and bought me even more colors to just do more with. So we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully this fixes the problem. If not, we might just go in and do it with that cheetah shirt, cut it up and sew it on the back. Then came the time to unpackage my new permanent markers that I'm super excited to get into and see if I can transform this even more, because I am determined to fall in love with this jacket. Before we get into the permanent marker, I think I have a plan and I'm really excited about it. So I have this belt, denim belt that I had from a pair of jeans. You know how sometimes jeans comes with like little denim belts to match, to cinch in the waist. I don't wear this belt with the denim jeans, but I always kept this one little piece just in case. So I think I just found a placement where I can sew this down onto my denim pocket. And then I also have this jersey that I don't wear. I can't fit it either anymore. So I figured I can cut out the word heat. I can cut out the number 6, and then I can cut out the number 6 here. I could cut out James if I wanted to, or cut the letters out individually and sew those on here, or use fabric glue and glue it on. And I want to say I was really inspired because I just feel like this jacket, like I'm not happy with where it's at right now. Like I want to do a little bit more, and I was inspired by this design that I found on Google. This is so fire to me, and I'm like, yes. And then this as well for the back piece of it. This is what I'm going to do to kind of like grunge that up a little bit more and make it look a little bit more scribbled. I think this jacket really is about to be like on 10 now, and I'm super excited. It's gonna take me a while, but whatever. So the plan's going to start out with me sewing on this denim belt onto the left side of this pocket. I first started out measuring where I wanted the belt to end, or where I at least wanted that little hook piece to end. Then I grabbed a couple scissors and I cut that. And if you don't want to, you don't even have to sew this patch on. You can literally just do a little slit down the middle and stick the buttonhole through the slit. Now remember that we cut that belt, so now it's moving on with that excess fabric and utilizing that around the armpit and figuring out our placement and how we want that to lay. On the photo, they had it kind of like folded up and bulged, just so it kind of had like a little bit more texture. So we're gonna go for it literally that same look. And I decided to do the sewing technique. I didn't want to do glue because I was just too afraid that glue probably wouldn't hold up as well, and it might just fall off or rip off if I decided to wear this to work or somewhere. So I'm sewing this down by hand. There's a lot of stitching and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this jacket. So best believe that I want to ensure that all of my things and all pieces on this jacket stay intact, so sewing it is. And remember, I told you guys that I was definitely going to be utilizing that heat jersey. Now it's on to the fun part of cutting out some patches. So I decided to take this number 6 and sew it on the end of this belt strap, just to add in even more of a wow factor. Plus, I wasn't totally in love with the raw edge. Then it was all about bringing this full circle back around to what inspired us originally to create this DIY. And you guessed it, permanent markers. And because I felt like we were getting to a boring part in the video, I kind of want to speed up this process. So guess what? Would you guys believe me if I told you we were done? Say what? Hallelujah. And guess what else? It's showtime. So we finally made it to the end of this video. I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and for watching, because I know this was definitely a little bit on the long side. However, I'm really happy how the jacket turned out. There's just a few things that I would probably do a little bit differently. On the front side, I feel like this gives me more of doodle vibes, and I feel like on the back it gives me more of graffiti artwork vibes. Another thing that I would do differently is I probably won't overly distress. I was not feeling the distressing when I originally did it, but I just rocked with it anyways and just took it as a trial and error and a lesson learned. And then I probably would just invest in some more studs. I wish I had like different color studs and had some gold accents on here, just because I really love gold. I probably would also invest in a sewing machine, just so if I wanted to do more patches, I could kind of cut down on my time, just because stitching by hand is a lot of work, honey. But nonetheless, I think it's cute. In the comments, I want you guys to tell me your thoughts on this jacket. Is this something that you plan on recreating and doing for yourself? Do you like this jacket? Is this jacket doing too much for you? Is this something that you would purchase and order from someone like myself? Just give me you guys' thoughts. Also, remember to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it or if you want more. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel and check me out on my other social media accounts like Instagram and Snapchat. And I think it's time for us to walk outside. Oh my god, look at all this detail, yo. Yes. Yes, bitch, yes. And here we are outside rocking it. You already know I took hella photos, girl. I had to. And I just want to say that I had a lot of fun creating this. I hope this inspires you to want to create your own journal jacket, your own permanent marker style Kanye West inspired jacket. Shout out to Kanye as well for always setting trends. That dude really is above and ahead of his time. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next DIY. Peace out. We'll be right back.